Good morning and welcome to Mama Sue's Kitchen. It's so good to be back in the kitchen this morning, even if I'm just going to be here for a short time. I want you to know that this is the week that I'm supposed to feel good, and I could tell on Sunday that everything was turning up. I could eat again, and you know, it always helps when you can eat. It's funny because those of you, and so many of you, have been through chemo before, and you know it affects people differently. But the 4 drugs that I'm taking, the oncologist told me, he said, I don't want to say that these are side effects, because side effects are usually, they could happen, and he said, these things are going to happen with what you're taking, and it's not easy. For 10 days from my treatment, from 10 days, I just cannot eat, maybe just a few bites. I'm not throwing up. I had prayed and prayed that I wouldn't throw up, and I've only thrown up one time. But the nausea waves that come, and the other things that come along with it. But I do know that after about 10 days, it starts up and I can eat again. And I'm so thankful for that. Now, I will go a little bit later today and get labs drawn. And then I will, next week, take my 3rd treatment. And y'all, I'm halfway there because I'm going to have 6 treatments before my surgery. And I'm so thankful I can mark that as a halfway mark. I miss y'all. I appreciate the cards. Yesterday, the mail carrier came in with a tray. It wasn't a box, it was a tray. And when we counted the cards, there were 569 cards, plus packages. Y'all, I'm blown away. I've gotten cards from England, from Scotland, from all over the United States, and y'all, we open every one, and I read them. It's just a blessing, and I love you all. But this morning, I want to make something that's probably the most simple thing that you could possibly make. I've made a potato soup before, and I love that recipe, and some of you have made it, and you say you love it. But I had a sweet follower that sent me a card, and in it, she had 2 recipes. And I'm going to try both of them. But this is a 3-ingredient potato soup. And y'all, I know it's going to be good. And I'm going to make it today. And when I finish it, I'll let you know just how good it is. But the follower is Shirley Pelkey, P-E-L-K-E-Y. Shirley, the recipes that you sent, I think we're going to just really love them. But the first ingredient, she said, was Ore-Ida potatoes O'Brien. Now, if you don't want, I'm sorry, I thought I had my scissors out, but I didn't. If you don't want the potatoes with the onion and a few bell peppers, you can just get the plain hash brown. But you pour that in your soup pot. Then you take 32 ounces of chicken broth. 32. That's the whole box. You know, there's something about potato soup that is just, it's just warm and soothing to you. Okay? And the 3rd ingredient is a pack of country gravy mix. Now, this is not sausage gravy, it's country gravy mix. I'm so glad fall is coming, and of course now we can eat soup anytime. A lot of people say soup is for the cold weather. And it is a lot better in the cold weather because it just warms you up. But we love it anytime. Now, Shirley says all you're going to do is you're going to mix those ingredients together. And then you're going to put it on your stove. I said I try not to say it because some of you, especially those of you from up north, had not heard of stove eye. But in the South, each of the little elements where you put your pots, we call them stove eyes. But anyway, I'm going to put this on my stove eye, and I'm going to bring it to a boil. And she said while it's coming to a boil, you just occasionally stir it. Once it's boiling, reduce heat and let it simmer until it begins to thicken. And she said now it's going to continue to thicken after it cools. So that's where we are right now. I'm going to put this on, bring it to a boil, and then let it simmer. And when it thickens, I'll be back. Well, this has simmered for about 30 minutes, and then I removed it from my stove and let it sit there for probably about 20 more. And it has thickened up and smells so good. Okay. If you can see that or not. But 3 ingredients. Now, if you want to make it extra special, you can put just a little cheese on top. And maybe just a few bacon bits. And I am telling you, that is a pretty bowl of soup. Now, if you were going to have some corn muffins or, you know, even cornbread or saltine crackers, this would be delicious. Let me take a little bite of it. I know it's hot. That's really good, y'all. Like I told you, if you didn't want to use the potatoes O'Brien with the onions and the peppers in it, you could just use plain hash browns. 3 ingredients. This is the easiest soup. So easy to do. I hope you'll try it. Y'all, thank you so much for your prayers. A scripture that I wrote this week said, it comes from Psalms 19:14, and it says, "Let the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer." That's a scripture that I learned when I was a little girl in Bible school. But you know, the older I get, the more alive these scriptures become. Because we already know that what is in our heart comes out our mouths. So, let the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart, what I think about the most, be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. Y'all, be salt and light wherever you go. Ask Jesus to put someone in your path that you're able to show the love of Jesus. They may need a smile. They may just need a kind word. But if you ask Jesus to put someone in your path, they will. Thank you so much for being with me today, and I hope I'll be back cooking with you again real soon. See you later.